Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to show number 199 with yours truly, the hippie pastor. That would be me. Okay, as you may have noticed in the title of this show, I have a question. I have a curiosity. I dissect the words of Jesus and I am allowed to wonder. We don't have to accept everything they tell us, but we are allowed to question and wonder and analyze in order to find the truth, right? Okay, so it's like, the question here, the $1 million question is, was Jesus gay? Was Jesus bisexual? Homosexual, I don't think so, because I'm pretty sure he was a woman lover. He loved women, okay? He was a womanizer. Maybe bisexual? I'll leave that answer to that to you. You have the freedom to have your own opinion. Was Jesus gay? Now, the Apostle Paul, who was always in many instances contradicting Jesus Christ, okay, where he had strong condemnations against homosexual men, saying that they were going to burn in hellfire forever, okay, whereas this, and Peter followed suit on that, condemning gays to eternal damnation in flames, gay people for doing that which is unseemly, quote unquote. Now, that's very interesting, but there's only two instances in the Gospels, the four Gospels of the words of Jesus Christ, where Jesus made any kind of reference to homosexual men, okay? Only two instances, and neither of those instances were based on condemnation. As a matter of fact, they were based on tolerance, believe it or not, if you've studied the Gospels like I have, and if you haven't, you better and you should, okay? Or Google it. Okay, the two instances I'm referring to where Jesus talked about homosexual men with apparent tolerance was very specific and in several parts of the Gospels. For example, let's just pick one, in Luke chapter 10, verses 11 through 12, right? Jesus Christ there says that he's, talking down to the religious hypocrites, the Pharisees, the Jews there, and talking down to them and saying that they were hypocrites with their religious hypocrisy and double standard, and that there would be, he told them, he said there would be more tolerance. He used the word tolerance. Tolerance. There would be more tolerance for the people of Sodom. Do you know what the people of Sodom is? Do you know what sodomy is? Hey, don't play dumb with me. Don't play dumb with me. Okay, so sodomizing, is taking it up the tailpipe, okay? So Jesus Christ said that there would be more tolerance for the people of Sodom, that was a city of homosexual men, than for the religious hypocrites, okay? And he said, and that's just one part where he said it in Luke 10, chapter 10, verses 11 through 12. And then about eunuchs, there's another part where I think it's in a couple of parts in the Gospels, and here in one I found this in Matthew 19, chapter 19, verse 12, where he also is very understanding of eunuchs and not non-condemning. And if you look for yourself, what were eunuchs, what are eunuchs, what were they capable of, what was their lifestyle? I mean, they were men that were castrated for the service of the king. So they, more than likely, it's in history, it says they were effeminate. They were effeminate. And Jesus never pointed the finger at them and said, well, if you're a eunuch, you're a eunuch. No big deal, right? So those are two instances where Jesus talked with loving, compassion, tolerance, and understanding to the eunuchs and with the people of Sodom. Isn't that something? Never a condemning word, okay? Okay, get that through your head. Now, there's another interesting issue that's been brought to my attention is the special relationship that Jesus Christ had with John the Beloved. Not John the Baptist, his cousin, but John the Beloved, who was the youngest of the apostles. And in the Last Supper, it shows that he was while they were there, drinking and eating and having, a little goodbye party, the Last Supper, a little goodbye event. This disciple John, one in particular, John the Beloved was also known, beloved, would like to lean his head on Jesus' bosom, on his chest. So while everybody else was eating and drinking, and Jesus too, John the Beloved had his head leaning on Jesus' chest, and it makes reference to him in that instance of the Last Supper that I'm telling you about, which is in John chapter 13, verse 23. It makes reference to him, a special reference to him, of being the disciple whom Jesus loved. Ooh, the disciple whom Jesus loved. I mean, didn't he love them all? Didn't he love all his apostles, all his disciples, all his followers, and even his enemies, and taught us to love one another, and believed in love and was in the God of love, and that we should all love one another? So why was it made a specific reference to John the Beloved as the disciple whom Jesus loved? I thought he loved them all. Okay, that's in one instance in the Last Supper, all right? And then also in John chapter 20, verse 2, I believe that's toward the end when he had already resurrected and was walking around there, trying to find his disciples. He was in the flesh. He wasn't a ghost. He was in the flesh. He resurrected in the flesh. And he had several meetings and encounters with the apostles and with the girls, with Mary Magdalene and Mary, the sister of Lazarus, and etc. And somebody else. It also makes reference to this John the Beloved as again in John 20, chapter 20, verse 2. It says, "And the disciple whom Jesus loved." Like I'll repeat it again. I thought he loved them all. What was so special about that kind of love? Now, I myself am a heterosexual, tried and proven. Okay? I'm not even bisexual. I'm strictly heterosexual. I do not like men, much less in the sack, in the bed of love. Give me a woman any day. Preferably if she's sort of, a lot young, over age, of legal age, but young, I like young, beautiful women of legal age, I said. Okay, so there you have it. I'll leave the rest of your imagination. You can think what you will. There's no condemnation here. And as you see, Jesus was not a man to point the finger or condemn like this Apostle Paul, who's full of condemnations. And we're going to get into that in our next show about the radical opposites between Jesus Christ and the Apostle Paul. I'm not saying that the Apostle Paul didn't write some beautiful, inspiring things and contribute in his contribution to the epistles, but I am saying that there's too many opposites between him and Jesus Christ and the things that he taught. And one of them was he was really into condemnation, condemning others, condemning all manner of sinners, and condemning gay men, a thing that Jesus never did. So I don't care. I'm heterosexual, okay? But nothing offends me. I mean, I'm not going to judge the Son of God. I'm not here to judge, to point the finger. If he was bisexual, okay, good for him. Maybe he had that much love, especially with the disciple whom Jesus loved. So, I judge no one, because you know what? Eventually, we're all saved and we're all going to heaven, and we pay for our sins here, and we're on our school. This is a kindergarten, this life here. So let's appreciate it. Let's thank God for every minute of life, and let's love one another. Okay. You, as a matter of fact, that are listening, are the disciple whom the hippie pastor loves. Maybe. Bye-bye.